So you've done it. You're graduating. Congratulations. You've worked really hard and you deserve to be where you're at. But you're probably thinking to yourself, now what? So you've lined up a job interview and it's for a job that you're pretty interested in. What happens next? What are you going to do? How are you going to prepare? How are you going to be ready for this big momentous event that's going to change your life forever? It's okay, calm down, don't freak out. I've got a few tips on helping you be prepared for nailing that interview. First and foremost, you got to think about what you're going to wear. You know, impressions are made in the first 7 seconds that people meet you. So make sure that you start. Excuse me, sir, we're filming. Can you please just move along, please? Ha! Made you look. Okay, so anyways, now that I'm all swagged up, we're going to go ahead and get to some real tips on getting you ready for that perfect interview. You're going to do fine. Don't worry. Just stick with me. So the first thing you want to think about is making sure you're prepared for any and every kind of question that will be asked, such as,
so how did you hear about our company?
Practice interviewing with a friend who has experience with either interviewing people or being interviewed themselves. The best experience is just going in and doing it. Make them ask you tough questions. All these things will prepare you the best way possible for when you really are sitting in the seat. Something that's really important also to remember is to show up early and plan ahead. You don't really know what traffic's going to do. Google and Siri can give you lots of tips, but you don't know for sure what's going to happen. So if you can't take the time out early to come in the day before and plan your route, at least give yourself a solid hour, hour and a half to get where your destination is, depending on how far you have to go. Better to be early than to be late. All right, great job. You got here early with plenty of time to go. So what's something you can do in the waiting room? Well, here's a few things that you don't want to do while you're in the waiting room. So I'm sure there's a lot of nervous energy floating around right now, and all of those may seem like viable options for getting some of that out. But what I suggest is having a family member or someone close to you write you a note, something to encourage you right before you go in, just to remind you that you're going to do a great job and that you've got this. Because, I mean, let's face it, you are. If you get nothing else out of this video, listen to this, especially for the ladies. They're going to try and give you questions in the interview that are going to throw you off or lead you into something else. I heard a story about a lady who would interview women, and she would leave pictures just like these on her desk and hope that women would comment on him, say, oh, do you have kids? I have kids, and things like that. Well, by doing that, she would learn things about women that she didn't want to hire, because if they have kids, well, it might be risk of pregnancy, which would mean they have to get off of maternity leave. That she didn't want to have to cover that. So make sure that you don't give any other information that they don't require. Even wearing this wedding ring could give some tips that I don't want to give away. Now, I could probably do a completely separate segment just on the importance of your resume. But for the purposes of what we're talking about here, your resume needs to look something like this. Black and white, filled with good information, not looking pretty. Don't use something like this. They don't care about the color or anything like that. If anything, it just makes you look more unprofessional when you come in bringing something like this. Save the personality for your portfolio. Your resume needs to have the good information. That's it. I hope this video was informative. I hope that it helped you prepare and just get some insight into the best ways to be ready and to move forward into this next phase of your life. Be excited. This is going to be a great change. You're not in school anymore. It's time to grow up. So remember, be prepared, be focused, be at peace, because it's not like it's the end of the world, but it could be the end of your career. So make sure you do it right.